Hello, my name is RouteMagic. Today we will be demonstrating the analytics model of RouteMagic. As you all will agree, in last mile distribution, data is the power, but only if it's actionable. With RouteMagic Analytics, that's what we give you, an actionable insights of your data. Our dashboards, which you can access through this analytics menu, provide you all the feature that you will need to analyze your data. Star, okay, we have different kind of reports like sales data, purchase data, operations data, and your inventory data as well. Let's take example of this sales data and try to play around with it. I will be demonstrating each of the feature and the business value of it. So in my sales data, I can choose different kind of metrics. For the y-axis, I can choose the sales amount, I can choose the quantities, net amount, even the tax amount, VAT amount, and the discounts that were sent. So for now, I will stay with the sales amount. So currently, the graph is presenting me the sales amount per month, right? Okay. Now, not only we can classify it with the time, but as well as with other metrics as well. Like on the x-axis, you can classify this data on the basis of routes, product group, product class, products, and pretty much everything that you may need. Now, what value does this provides? So, along with the time, I can see the classification of the data, the distribution of the data based on the route, which can help me understand which routes are generating what kind of sales. Right? I can analyze that data. With products, it gives me an opportunity to see how the product sales are going. Right? With the customers or the customer group, I can see how the sales are going for certain customer groups. Right. So that is the business value here. You can, just like any other dashboard, you can view your data for various timelines. You can select the timeline from here. You can manually provide the timeline by this calendar view, or if it is enough, we also have some simple buttons to quickly give you the timeline view for last 30 days, 3 months, up till last 12 months. For now, I will stick with last 3 months. Okay. So that's how you can tune up your graph and see the right data that adds value to you. One more feature of this analytics module is the comparison. So you can compare your data for month by month or year on year, right? So if I select month on month, what it is doing, it is giving me the breakdown of the sales data uh, on the month basis. So this allows me to see how my sales are performing over months. This is really valuable for to spot on the growth, seasonality, or gaps in the sales data. Right. So the insights are instant and always up to date. The data is always real time. Now, uh, depending on your convenience, you can choose the type of chart you want. You can choose from the bar graph. You can view the data as a line chart. Even the aerial chart is supported. Okay, I'll stick with the line chart. Okay, so currently it is showing me all the data across all the customer groups. But what if I want to stay constrained to specific customer groups? I don't want to see for all of them. This is where the filter criteria feature comes into place, where you can add filter on various things. For example, currently it is showing me for all the customer groups. I can add a filter. So hey, only show me for HO and RE. And once I apply the filter, these are the only two I'm seeing currently. Okay. I can clear the filter. I can add a filter on different things. I can add the filter on route, so it only shows me sales data on this particular routes. And basically, that's how the filters can help you to tune up your data more precisely. Okay, that's it about the data parameters that you can provide, and you can always check the total amount down here. Now, These graphs are okay, but what if I want to see the actual numbers in a tabular format? So this is where the grouping feature comes into place, where you can specify the grouping criteria. Like in this case, I had customer group, so I will go ahead with the customer group here. Let's do it route wise. Yeah, let's check this data on route wise for R1 and R2. Currently, we have, um, and I want to check. I want to get the tabular view for this data. So this data that we have in chart is now presented in tabular format for uh, easier view. We can clearly see the numbers. So there is one more feature provided by the analytics module of RouteMagic. Okay, so these are some handy features for sure. Sometimes you may not want to see all the data, or you don't really have any clear filter on that. What you all need is show me the top 5 routes or show me the top 10 routes. So this is where these utility buttons can come into place, where if I place on top 10, what it is doing, it is showing me the data for top 10 routes. If I say top 25, similarly it's showing me for the top 25 routes. If I keep it top 10, I can change x-axis again. Now it is showing me for top 10 product groups, right? So this is again a really handy feature, and that you can utilize in your charts. Okay, so this is all about visualizing the data. Now the next feature which RouteMagic analytics model gives you is this, the ease of sharing this data with your team. Okay. So now I have this data graph and I want to share this with my team, or can be any stakeholder. So all I got to do is I have configured this chart here. I will use this email functionality provided by RouteMagic Analytics module. All I need to do is just enter my email here and click on send. What it will do, it will send me an email with this graph and this tabular data in CSV format. Okay, so I should be hoping an email. Okay, here you go. So I have received this email just now. Let's check what it has got. It has got my graph that I was looking into in RouteMagic, and I have also got the tabular format CSV report. So this is how easy it is to share your reports, share your charts with your teammates. Okay, so that's all about sharing. Uh, the next feature, which is a high demand feature and very prestigious feature by RouteMagic Analytics, is saving of the charts. The business use case, the problem which usually our clients face is that they need 5 to 6 different kind of charts, and they use this on regular basis. They can be used for their key parameters, key KPIs, or they can be used for the recurring reports, right? So the problem is that you always have to come into your dashboard, configure the parameters, and then see the data. But without Magic, that does not have to happen. All you got to do is, once I have my chart ready, I can save this chart view. I can save this chart view with giving it a name, say my chart 2, and that's it. Now this chart is saved. Anytime I want to access this data with the same parameters, all I got to do is go into the save charts, and there I will have my chart. I can view this chart and all the parameters will be automatically filled. So that's the power of this save charts. You can create different kind of charts depending on your business. You can create for sales data, you can create for returns data, you can create for purchase data, you can create for your inventory management. Everything is possible, and you can save multiple charts and get a quick view of your data. That is the power of charts, saving the charts. Okay, so similar to how we did for the sales data, I have similar options for purchase data. I can check for the purchase order, purchase invoice, the returns of the purchase, everything I get here. Operations data is same. In the inventory data, again, I have plenty of options to see how my inventory is looking like. Even for the damaged products, you can check how the inventory is looking for the damaged products. This is very crucial for the businesses. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the analytics module of RouteMagic. and we believe it will